This isn't a battle anymore. It's a motherfucking war.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to another. I'll stop. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Hey It's Those Guys Game of the Week. I am Nick Silviano, and this is
Connor Jagger.
And today's game we're reviewing is Fuck You by Square Enix.
You sound like you're gonna say Sonic.
I was gonna say Square Enix, but yeah. So
remember Legendia? Well, this time it's in reverse. We found a game I like, and we found his Legendia.
So basically, Final Fantasy XII for the PS2, which, you know, I did play, and I was actually getting into it. I thought it was a pretty interesting game. I'm not gonna lie, I was having fun with it.
But then the R2 button was just not made.
But then it just got to a point in the game where the game I felt was deliberately screwing me.
Poor judgment.
And the character might all the characters might turn around, looked at me, and just went, "Ha ha, bitch." 'Cause that's pretty much how I felt when playing this game. Just get on with it.
Well, you see, the reason I like Final Fantasy XII is because it's got that freestyle sense, and by freestyle I mean like you got this license board. I like the license board. I mean, you can point your character in a direction and they'll go there, even though the strongest weapons are a bitch and a half to get, and I have accomplished that. I probably never accomplished the Worm Hero Blade. And you know what else I didn't like is the story. It was all just like a big, it was all political. It was a big political scandal. I mean, there's no mystic force behind everything, driving everything. No, the final guy was just some guy who was an evil president or some shit like that. He's not Shinra, Nick.
Well, whatever, but he was like he was just some political guy who did bad things because he's a politician.
It's no worse than Final Fantasy 13, but okay.
And yeah, so that and stuff like that, so whatever. Just go on.
Well, as I was saying about the battle style, it's the battle style, it's kind of like, it still has that active time battle gauge, but now you're just running around, you're not going into any turn-based battles, which I actually liked. I wish they kept that for 13, but no, they fucked that up.
The battle system was actually pretty interesting. I had no complaints about the battles. Well, the core battle system. Some things you try to do during the battle system, like during a certain boss fight when you got to do the super move at whatever it's called at the right time, and all of a sudden your gauge decides not to give you anything you need, and you scroll, and it gives you nothing, and it says, "Ha!"
It's the quickenings. I don't know why they're called quickenings. Who the hell knows what's supposed to be going on when you're using them? It's basically a matter of luck when you do that. And I mean, where's the PS3 controller? You see, on the PS3 controller, because he was playing it on his original PS3, you know, the ones that play PS2 games. And let's face it, the buttons go like this. The bumpers, it's just not meant for Final Fantasy 13. I told him to play it on a PlayStation 2. He never did it, so he screwed himself out of that one.
Well, where was my PlayStation 2?
I was using it.
Exactly.
I forgot what game I was playing at the time, but no matter. So I liked Final Fantasy 13. I didn't like all the boss battles. There are some boss battles that you'd have to drink like 2 pots of coffee to go through. And yeah, and then there was that side quest system, which I think Final Fantasy 12 had more side quests than any Final Fantasy ever.
And the summons were useless. You can like summon the monsters, and everybody else disappeared, and you just controlled the monster. That's not even fun.
Well, actually, you could control the spirit in Final Fantasy X. So it was kind of like the same thing, except in turn-based style.
I didn't play Final Fantasy X, so I guess if we get around to that
Nick,
game,
if you played Final Fantasy X, you would kill yourself.
The only 2 games I really played start to finish and completed and liked were 8 and 9. And we'll eventually get to those.
Too much of an ass to complete any others.
Well, because the rest suck.
Ooh, watch it. You know how many people like Final Fantasy 6 and 7 and 4? That's like saying, that's like putting a big orange fuck me light over you.
Would that work?
I hope not.
Hey ladies, answer that question. Anyway, so that's pretty much Final Fantasy 12 in a nutshell. Unless there's anything else you want to add. Yeah, he liked it.
I'll say one more thing. Final boss battle, easiest final boss of a Final Fantasy game I've ever fought.
What was cool about it is sometimes you get that 4th character, and there's one that had like unlimited high potions. Whatever. He was a good guy.
Yeah. And I'll bet anybody who's had Larsa in their party just said, yeah, let's go do some quests. Or not quests, marks, because infinite high potions. And yeah, Larsa's pretty much the best character. And if you went into the mines with him, it was basically just oh, let's just barrel our way through everything and not give a shit what happens to us because Larcer is just there.
So anyway,
he's there in the final boss battle too, but not in the final boss battle.
Sadly,
which I breezed through.
And some people agree with me on this.
What? One second.
Some people, what?
One more thing before he bullshits the way through the rest of it. If you really want to have a fun time with the game, exploit the Zodiac Spear. Whoa, what? Exploit. Yeah, I'm not thinking today. Exploit the Zodiac Spear. Exploit the Bravery and Berserk spells, and you will just destroy everything you come in contact with. Because when you add Berserk and Haste and Bravery to a character, it's just like...
Or the game will find a way to screw you.
Hey, I beat Gilgamesh the second time. That was a bitch and a half, and I still had the Zodiac Spear.
Anyway, I give this game a disapproval.
Yeah, well, I give this game an approval.
I don't think I did that right. So anyway.
No, you didn't. I saw that too. You failed. Well, this has been another Hey Those Guys game review. I am Connor Jagger, and Nick Silviano is no longer part of this show.